All right. What was I saying? So invest in good equipment kasi again, I've seen people na sobrang galing during the interview. They have the skills, diba? They have the skills, but unfortunately, nung nag-start na sila, when they were actually doing their work, flop. Di na nila nagawa ng tama yung ginagawa nila. Why? Because number one, wala silang magandang internet. Two, yung laptop na ginagamit nila sobrang luma na. So yung equipment, no, I mean, something within i3, i5, Ryzen 3, um, and 8 gig RAM na laptop or a desktop would be okay na. Don't go for anything lower kasi anything lower would be would be parang hindi ka makapag-multitask. May hirapan ka. Imbes na makapagtrabaho ka ng maayos, mafo-frustrate ka lang. So, hindi ka makakapag-focus lalo sa trabaho. Hindi siya makakatulong. So, jargons such as these, no, yung sinasabi ko na i3, ganito yung gagamitin mo na i3, Intel i3 na gagamitin mo, kailangan yung Ryzen ka, kailangan ganito yung internet connection mo. These are some of the things that nire-require, not by everybody, not by all clients, but by most clients. They require some level of parang equipment na kailangan mong gamitin. And that's why I invest in it. Mamaya papakita ko sa inyo yung itsura ng Google Drive ko kung ano itsura niya. Kasi I keep a screenshot of everything ng mga system ko. No? Kasi when you do your application, sometimes tatanungin ka ng client, anong system gamit mo, gano'ng kabilis yung internet mo. So I always keep it somewhere para every time matatanungin ako, pinapadala ko na lang, pinipaste ko na lang agad-agad. Let me know kung medyo mabilis yung pace ko and if you think may sense in sinasabi ko. And if you have any questions at any time, please let me know now. The next thing you would need to have, guys, ito is super important. So you should invest your skills, you should invest on equipment. The last thing you want to invest in is your time. I said that you want to start with freelancing part-time, diba? And it's because hindi siya ganun ka-stable. But if you want to try out freelancing, you want to make sure that you actually have the time to do it. If you are a single parent, working student, na alam mo yun, super busy with whatever, everything else that you're doing, then I won't normally recommend trying out freelancing because it just won't work. It's a business and it's a job at the same time, diba? And you have to remember, you're putting yourself out there. May presence ka na binibenta, and people will review and people will make comments about your business. Kung hindi maganda yung quality na binibigay mo, people will know that. And it's with social media right now, it's so easy for people to figure out what are your capabilities are. So it's very important that if you want to try out freelancing, you really allot some time to actually do, to actually try out these things. Ako when I started out, ano ba? I allotted parang 2 weekends. Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday na yun, ang ginawa ko lang is I created my resume. I gathered all my personal information. Tapos I applied, or hindi ako nag-apply pa. I registered to multiple job application sites. Saturday and Sunday, yun lang ginawa ko. Wala akong ibang ginawa. Yun lang yung focus ko that day. I tried to accomplish something. And that's how I got started. That's really how I got started. After a month, nagbunga na yung application ko, diba? And that's me showing dedication that I really wanted to do this, diba? So much that I invested on my equipment, so much that I invested some time in it, so much that I actually watch YouTube videos and try to acquire skills that I didn't have before. Your skills that you have right now, and this is something that I will show you then later, the skills that you have right now, like what happened to me, will be, think of it as your stepping stone to freelancing. Kasi ako, let's face it. I mean, ako, diba, you all know naman I was an operations manager, diba? Pero when I applied to freelancing, wala namang opening ng operations manager. Walang naghahanap na, oy, I'm looking for BP operations manager. Wala. Wala naghahanap ng ganon. I tried, pero wala talaga naghahanap ng ganon. Ang dami kong kakilala ng mga BPO na, ex-BPO na sa tingin nila, oy, may experience ako sa BPO. 15 years ako sa BPO. Pagka nag-apply ako, tanggap agad ako. No, it doesn't work like that. And again, it's a totally different world to what you're used to right now. It's ibang-iba siya. And what I'm saying by your current skill will be your stepping stone is something like mine, diba? So I was an operations manager. So I have knowledge with operations. I know how to talk to people. I know how to set up meetings. I know how to do interviews. I know how to I know how to face clients. I know how to send emails. So yung mga skills na yun, even though super basic, those are the things that I used as my stepping stone sa freelancing. Kasi now, diba, dati wala naman akong alam sa freelancing because kasi nga, so virgin din ako nag-start eh. But when I got hired, let me share with you, I was hired as a operations manager for a marketing agency. And I have zero knowledge with marketing. Wala akong alam. Wala akong kaalam-alam sa marketing. Totally zero. And my skills, my old skills, my stepping stone is what I used to get that new knowledge. And now I know a little bit about freelancing, or a little bit about marketing na because of that old skills that I have, which is operations management, which is about leadership. So right now I want you to think, ano ba yung skills na meron kayo that you think you can transfer, you can offer to your clients? Because remember, this is a business. You're selling yourself, you're selling your skills, you're selling your time, diba? For your clients. Yun yung ino-offer nyo dito eh. So before you even start out freelancing, you ask yourself, do I have the skills? Do I have the time? Do I have the proper equipment to get started? Because if not, then you'll just get frustrated and you'll sasabihin nyo na, hindi para sa akin yung freelancing. It's because you don't have the time to commit and you didn't take the time to get some skills for you, right? So those are the super basic things that you need to get started, and there's a lot more things that you can get started that you needed, pero these are the super basics na kailangan mo to get really started with freelancing. Do you guys have any questions? Am I talking too fast? Okay lang naman.
None so far.
None so far. So
good so far. Wala pa po.
Thank you. Wala pa. Very good. So let's very good. So let's talk about some of the advantage that you can get, because of freelancing, it's all about advantage, right? And it's a very tight competition. Again, even if you have all three things na binention ko kanina, no, you can have the time, you can have the equipment, you can have the skills. Pero if hindi ka marunong mag-apply, wala siyang sense. Kung hindi ka mapapansin ng client, kung hindi ka may interview, wala siyang sense, 'di ba? Hindi masasapawan ka at masasapawan ka. So you should have an advantage, and these are some of the advantage that I want to share with you, kasi ito yung nakatulong sa akin to help me get ahead of my competitors, 'di ba? Competitors, ibig sabihin ibang business owners or ibang freelancers. So number one is social presence. So by social presence, I don't mean na kailangan na kailangan mag-post kayo araw-araw sa Facebook, kumuha kayo ng TikTok, YouTube. No, I don't mean that. When I say social presence, you should have a social proof na pagka nanghingi yung client ng proof of identity. Sorry, may isa pala ako nakalimutan. Sorry, before we go lang sa social presence. May isa ako nakalimutan. So, another thing, this is super basic, pero I think I should mention. You also need, of course, a bank account for your freelancing, because remember, this is a business. I'm not talking about the business account, but you should have something dedicated to freelancing for your bank account. And legal, when I say legal, I'm talking to ID, kasi a lot of the clients will ask for that. Or no, not the clients. A lot of the job application sites will ask for ID. So going back to social presence, so it's making a proof that ikaw, main or Ariel, it's a proof na totoong tao kayo talaga yung nag-a-apply. And that's what I meant with social presence. So another another thing with social presence is communication. I'm sure you guys use Viber, MS Teams, yung mga ganun bagay, no? Pero sa freelancing, you'll be surprised how many other platforms there are. So you can try out, you can create a Skype account, create a WhatsApp. I'm happy na lahat kayo may access sa Google. You can try Zoom or Telegram. Kasi kapag wala pa kayong ganon, kapag may client sa inyo na nag-request na, let's say, okay, I'm gonna do an interview for you with Zoom. Are you available? Tapos wala pang Zoom account. So alam mo yun, mag-create ka pa ng account. Hindi naman siya sobrang tagal gawin, di ba? Pero it's super hassle na mag-create ka lang ng account kung kailan siya tinanong ni client. Di ba? And it's all about taking the advantage, di ba? If the client knows na nasa Skype ka, if the client knows na meron kang WhatsApp, agad-agad, you already have the advantage. Because they know na, oy, itong taong to may WhatsApp, itong taong to may Skype. So ibig sabihin, marunong na siya agad gumamit ng platform na yon, di ba? So it's, again, an advantage for you because kahit saan ka hanapin ng client, andun ka. Di ba? Hingan ka niya ng access sa cellphone, hingan ka niya ng access sa address mo, hingan ka niya ng access sa Skype. It's readily available. Nandun ka sa lahat. So again, advantage, right? Resume. It's good to have a resume na maganda only because when you do your resume, you get to refresh. You get to refresh ano ba yung strengths mo and what are your weaknesses, diba? That is the only benefit of reviewing your resume and creating a resume. That is the only benefit for me. And I can show you a sample ng resume ko. Google Drive. This is something that I shared then with the other participants from the previous sessions. Para lang may idea kayo kung ano ba dapat nilalagay sa resume. There is not one parang formal or parang template na kasing kailangan mo sundin, no? Pero this is what I follow. Share screen. Another thing that you should be familiar with is itong mga screen sharing and all that, no? But masanay na rin kayo sa mga ganito. So this is how my resume looks like. Tanan! So this is my resume. It's just one page. So what do I have here sa resume ko? And we'll do this very, very quick lang. So on my resume, I have my picture. I have my contact details. And the reason why I have my picture is, again, we are talking advantages, right? So if you have your picture in there and it's smiling and it looks appealing, you look hospitable, you already have an advantage, di ba? Kasi yung ibang applicants, nagpapasa pa lang ng resume, ikaw nakita ka na sa picture. So it's already an advantage. So I have here my name, contact details, again, very important. What am I applying for? So this is my skills, project manager. These are my areas of expertise, di ba? Because this is what I'm built for. Ito yung experience ko as an operations manager. And these are the other skills that I learned. Remember, these are the stepping stone, right? Ito yung pinaka-stepping stone ko. Dito ako nang galing. Ito na yung meron ako dahil sa freelancing. Nadagdagan na siya. Diba? And sometimes, kahit na iba yung ina-applyan ko, dahil nakikita nila na, uy, may skill pa si James sa SEO or may alam siya about CTR manipulation. Minsan, alam mo yun, it becomes an advantage again for you. Kasi nalalaman nila na, hindi ko na siya kailangan i-train dito kasi may alam na siya. So other systems familiarity are these. And some of these, baka hindi pa kayo familiar, which is totally fine. But if you want to find time to actually learn it, I mean, all the better, right? Work history, I put in my corporate job here just because sobrang tagal ko dyan. Kaya ako na rin siya nilagay. And these are some of the freelancing tasks, freelancing jobs that I did in the past. No? There was a time, where when I still had my full-time job, tapos I am doing freelancing at the same time. I was I had 3 clients. I had a full-time job and I have 3 clients sa freelancing, and I was doing about 110 hours in a week. Can you imagine that? 110 hours, actual work hours in a week. I have 40 hours sa full-time job ko. The remaining, what? Di ako magaling sa math, sorry. The remaining 60, 70, the remaining 70 hours, part-time. Pero kasama naman dun yung Saturday and Sunday. So, I'm lucky to find a client that lets me work on the weekend. No? So, super solid talaga, as in walang pahinga. So that's how I started. That's how I started with freelancing, and that's how I got a lot of my skills. And again, we go back to time, diba? Do you want to commit this much time to you to get started with freelancing, diba? So again, it's up to you, right? It's up for you to decide. Kasi I'm not aware naman kung ano yung mga personal na situations nyo right now, diba? Next thing you wanna take advantage of is LinkedIn. Ito super important nito. So LinkedIn, in case you're not familiar with LinkedIn, it's the Facebook for professionals. So sa LinkedIn, unlike sa Facebook, di ka pwede mag-post ng mga jejemon na stuff. Jejemon ng mga bagay. Normally, ang mga nakikita mo dito, mga nagpo-post, mga director, mga manager, mga IT, mga taga-finance, mga attorney, mga law. So, alam mo yun, surrounding yourself with people like that and creating a profile that actually makes you look professional is, again, an advantage. Let me show you how my LinkedIn profile. Let me show you how my LinkedIn profile looks like. So this is my LinkedIn profile. So right now I have about 40 connections, right? 40 people, if you look at them, and these are mostly about sa work though. So a lot of them, well, yeah, ito connections. Hindi ko kilala yun si Francisco. So a lot of the people here are previous workmates, and some of you baka nandito nga di ba? So think of LinkedIn as parang character reference, di ba? Ako pag meron kayong LinkedIn profile, and believe me, I have hired freelancers in the past, and it became a habit for me na kapag may nakita ko nag-a-apply na freelancer, tapos nakita ko na parang, uy, medyo okay tong candidate na to. Una kong ginagawa, sinesearch sila sa LinkedIn, ini-stalk ko na sila sa LinkedIn agad. Kahit hindi ko pa nakikita yung resume nila, hinahanap ko na sila sa LinkedIn. Kasi building a LinkedIn profile, again, is a form of advantage, and it's a form of dedication for you that you want to get known, right? It's, again, you making a social presence. So you want to be known out there. And another advantage of having a LinkedIn account is, an example. Ito. So this is coming from a recruitment specialist. She's from Viventis Search Asia. Just because I have a LinkedIn profile, and sa LinkedIn profile ko nakalagay na I am currently accepting work, diba? They're actually hunting me. Diba? Sila na yung lumalapit sa akin, yung mga recruiters na yung mga lumalapit sa akin. So, if you have a decent LinkedIn profile, alam mo yun, it's, again, an advantage. And sometimes yung recruiter pa yung lalapit sa inyo. Like this one I had to turn down because they require the post to be on site. But I'm just saying, again, get yourself out there. Diba? Minsan kapag sobrang tagal na natin sa corporate world, like what happened to me, is we become so comfortable. Na kaya ko naman mabuhay kahit ito lang ginagawa ko. kaya kong matanggap sa trabaho kahit ito lang yung ginagawa ko. Kaya kong mag-apply sa iba kahit ito lang yung ginagawa ko. So that's not the same with freelancing. You really have to make a presence, out there. So that's one. That's another pala, LinkedIn. So next thing you want to do is to have a good cover letter. Pagka nag-a-apply kayo sa mga job application sites, aside from your resume, you will be required to send a cover letter. So on your cover letter, hindi ko napapakita kasi I've discussed this last week. On your cover letter, ang kailangan lang sa cover letter, or at least how I build my cover letters, no? What you need sa cover letter is what? Four things. Yun lang yung sinasama ko. Number one, you need a intro of you. Sino ka? Of course, magpakilala ka. What's your name, diba? So you need a good intro. Hi, my name is James. Next is you tell them what do you do. For my case, I'm a project manager, diba? So hi, my name is James. I'm a project manager. I help business owners manage their processes, streamline their processes, document their processes, SOPs, yung mga ganon. Sinasabi ko na sa kanila kung ano yung mga kailangan kong gawin. Aside from telling them what I do, I also tell them what is the benefit. And this is very important when you're doing a cover letter. So, nagpakilala ka na kung sino ka, sinabi mo kung ano yung kaya mong gawin, di ba? You should also tell them ano yung benefit. Right? Ano ba yung benefit pagka meron ka ng skills na yan? And one of the techniques that I do is, you know how sa mga job applications, sometimes nakalagay yung mga requirements, di ba? Sasabihin dyan, minsan, requirements, kailangan has good communication skills, must have experience using this tool, must have experience managing this many people, must have experience doing tickets, must have experience doing sales, diba? So yung mga benefits na yon, minsan yung mga requirements na yun, minsan kinaka-copy paste ko sa cover letter ko. Tapos ina-apply ko kung paano ko i-relate yung skills ko dun sa hinihingi niya. If I'm applying for sales, I'll tell them. Sabihin ko sa kanya na I've done telemarketing in the past, so I know how to reach out to people. I've done sales in the past. I do upselling and all that, diba? So again, how would the client benefit from that? And the last thing you want to include on your cover letter is a CTA, or CTA is called call to action. Ibig sabihin, nagpakilala ka na, you tell them what you do, you tell them the benefits of your skills and ano mangyayari kapag hinire ka, diba? So the last thing you want to do is create a call to action. Ibig sabihin, bigyan mo ng assignment si client, diba? So binasa niya na yung cover letter mo. Ako, what I use as a CTA is, if you find these skills interesting, then let's connect, diba? You give the client something to work on, or you give a client something to take action of, which is to contact you, obviously. Pwede mo rin sabihin na, I would love to share more information if you wanna do a quick interview, diba? Minsan ako na yung nagsasabi sa client, interviewin mo ako. Kasi normally kapag ini-interview ako, assuming na okay siya na client, malaki talaga yung chance na matanggap ka na kapag in-interview ka. Or at least, di ba, may advantage ka na kasi na-interview ka na. So don't be shy sa mga interview. Kasi sa freelancing, you will be interviewed like, sobrang daming times. Tapos, ang daming recruiters na i-ghosting ka, na i-chat ka, na sasabihin sa'yo, hey, can you send your resume, blah, blah, blah. Tapos hindi ka naman pala kukontakin after a week, mga ganun. So maraming ganun. So you have to be ready for that as well. So that's how I do my cover letters. And for me, that's been proven effective so far. Ano to? Question. Kailangan ba catchy agad ang subject pag nag-send ng cover letter? Yes, kailangan po. So let me show you an example. Let me show you an example. Remember, I told you I've recruited people in the past, right? So let me show you how other people applies. Para may idea kayo how your application will look like. And this example that I will show you, this is an example coming from OLJ, or Online Jobs PH. So these are the sample applications, no? From VAs. So as you can see here, we have 108 applicants. Yes, kanyang karami yung nag-a-apply for just one post. Remember we talked about cover letter, right? But thank you for bringing up again yung subject. dito sa nakikita nyo, hindi pa kasama yung cover letter, no? So, even before, no, aside from doing a very good cover letter, you even have to think about a good subject line. Because if you look at this, so sa tingin niyo sino dito yung magandang i-click? Based dun sa subject line. And I will be honest with you, I've done recruiting, 108 na unread messages. It's because I filter. Ang binubuksan ko lang is yung maganda yung subject line. Diba? So kapag ka subject line pa lang sablay na agad yung aplikante, hindi ka na siya agad binubuksan. Diba? Let me show you yung yung mga magandang example dito. Virtual assistant, well, that's generic, diba? Ito magandang subject, and this is what I do as well. Experienced CSR for 9 years and senior QA, aspiring VA, EVA. So sa subject line niya, again, wala pa yung cover letter, ha? Hindi pa nababasa ng client yung cover letter. Sinabi niya na agad na may experience siya, gaano katagal, at aside from being a CSR, ano pa yung ginawa niya? She's a QA. So dito pa lang, si itong Christine na to, may advantage na siya agad. Kasi, alam mo yun, I mean, bakit ko aaksay yung oras ko na buksan to isa-isa? Kung meron naman ako nakita na, uy, meron na pala dito ng 9 years na may experience. Diba? Things like these doesn't normally work for me. Yung hire me. I'm the one. Yan. So, that doesn't work normally for me. Unless siguro ikaw lang yung isang nag-a-apply din, that's the only time I will open your application. Pero that doesn't work really well. So, your virtual assistant, again, super common, right? It doesn't make you stand out. Ilang applicants? Siguro 20 applicants. So, imagine the advantage that you have kung sobrang ganda ng subject line mo doon pa lang. I-click ka na kaagad, di ba? So, that's a very good that's a very good advantage na agad-agad, di ba? Any questions so far? Medyo mabilis yung pacing ko. Pero do you guys have any question dito sa subject, cover letter? Because again, this is very important. Nan? Sure kayo, ah? Okay. So, next, and ako, I'm just really gonna go through it, kasi we're close to time. So, next thing you wanna do, and ako, this is just personal preference, kasi let's face it, not many people believe in freelancing. I mean, kahit ako naman nung nag-start, diba? Actually, I started freelancing back in 2014 pa. I created an account in Odesk pa siya nun, hindi pa Upwork. I created an account there, but I didn't have the time. I wasn't committed. Plus, I didn't really think na totoo siya. That's why hindi ko kinontinue. So, joining FB groups, online jobs group, Upwork Philippines, o kaya work from home Philippines, freelancers Philippines, you know. Dahil sobrang puro ganun na yung feed ng Facebook ko araw-araw, alam mo yun, ay nagkaroon ako ng mindset na talagang gusto ko yung freelancing, right? Alam mo yun, I surrounded myself with the right environment para ma-convince ko yung sarili ko mismo na talagang para sa akin tong freelancing, kailangan ko magalat ng oras dito at may mapapala ako dito if I actually make some time for it, diba? Because again, you know, if you talk to people, maybe yung mga current workmates nyo ngayon or yung mga kasama nyo sa bahay, they don't know anything about freelancing. They don't know that, you know, somebody can earn 6 digits in freelancing. They don't know. Hindi nila alam yun. So alam mo yun, the more you surround yourself with people who actually believes like you, the more that you will be, yung drive mo to apply will be stronger. That's what you need, really. Because applying sa freelance can be really tiring, stressing, and really demotivating. Imagine, especially for you guys, I mean, a lot of you already have work experience. A lot of you is nasa supervisor level na. A lot of you is parang nagkaroon na ng maraming work experience. So, getting rejected multiple times, something na you will face sa freelancing talaga. Sir, pwede po ba magbigay ng example ng tweet paano mag-stand out? Ano daw? Paano mag-stand out? Paano mag-stand out yung cover letter? So again, you have to have a good subject line. Have a good subject line. For your cover letter to stand out, you just follow yung tips na, or at least what I do, right? You have to come up on your own. I can't give you a template. You have to come up with your own. You put your intro, you tell them what you do, how it will benefit the client, and then create a CTA. Make them want to contact you. Sabi mo sa kanila na kontakin nyo ko, please. Huwag kayo magkakain ng please. Pero sabi mo sa kanila na kontakin mo sila, bigyan mo sila ng assignment. Need ba mahaba or maiksi? Well, it depends. It depends on what you're applying. If you're applying for something general, like VA, I don't think it has to be long, really. So think of it like this. Your cover letter, your cover letter should have the same effort as the job post. Ano ibig ko sabihin? Ibig ko sabihin, kung mahaba yung job post, kung sobrang mahaba yung job post, then it may make sense to create a longer and more detailed cover letter. Diba? If the client, job post niya is super iksi lang, isang 2 sentences lang, then it would not make sense for you to actually create a story sa cover letter mo. Diba? So, my suggestion is do it proportionate sa kung paano siya pinost ng client. And again, depending sa niche na ina-apply mo, because if you're applying for a niche na, let's say, bookkeeping, accounting, you will have an advantage kung makapaglagay ka ng portfolio mo, sino yung mga clients na handle mo, and how you do your accountings, diba? And these are the skills that are more solid na kailangan talaga ng background or knowledge, or even certificates. So yun, I hope that answers the question. Last advantage, again, advantage but not required, right? It's experience and certificates. Certificates, you only need those for yourself, diba? And it's an advantage for yourself, not sa application, not sa client. It's not an advantage for them. And it's an advantage for you. Kasi nabuboost yung sarili mo, nabuboost yung confidence mo. You know that you know something. Kaya yung certificate minsan maganda rin, nakakatulong siya. But if you're using your certificate in hopes na baka mas matanggap ka just because you have a certificate, no, that doesn't work like that. Unless your certificate is something coming from a credible source like PMP or Google, diba? So unless, again, it's coming from a high authority, then I don't think certificates are required. Okay, let's move on. So, ito na. Let's talk about some skills that you needed for freelancing. Sana pala na-discuss ko ito sa mga previous na discussion. Feeling ko ang dami nagre-request nito noon. Pero di ko lang na-discuss sa kanila. So, you guys are lucky. So, what are the basic tasks of a VA? And we're talking VA here. We're not talking about something more specific like CSR or anything like that. So, some of the basic tasks that you'll need is, of course, email management. When I say email management, you'll be surprised how a lot of people is not familiar with creating subjects, creating signature, attaching files sa email. So if you don't know how to do those, then I suggest you practice doing them now. Send emails sa sarili mo or send emails to somebody you know, just so marunong ka mag-send ng email, right? And I know sa corporate world, a lot of you here, maybe gumagamit na ng email right now. That's already an advantage for you, right? But alam mo yun, sometimes it can be different pa din, because a lot of the email management that you will do is gonna be mostly related to sales, one way or another. So next is appointment setting. Super common din ito. So appointment setting is booking, sending calendar invites to clients or to workmates, diba? So if you're not familiar on how to send calendar invites using your email account, then I suggest you practice that. Another thing that you should be familiar also when you're doing appointment setting is time zones. So remember, I had 3 clients in the past, right? Tapos may full-time job pa ako that's on CST. May time na meron akong client na CST, yung isa naka-Eastern, yung isa naka-Mountain Time. So iba-iba. Iba-iba yung time namin, hindi kami available at the same time. Nagkaroon na rin ako ng time na sabi ng client ko sa akin, James, can you send an invite to this client? So ako, nasa Pilipinas, yung boss ko, nasa US, tapos yung client namin, nasa Australia. So iba-iba kami nung time, tatlo. So my task was to find a time that would fit for all 3 of us, right? So of course that required email management kasi I have to go back and forth with the person, the client, di ba? On what time are you available? Does this time work for you? Ganyan. So you have to be familiar with time zones as well, because of course a lot of the clients for freelancing would be foreign, diba? And a lot of them is coming from the US. I'm not saying na puro US na clients, pero alam mo yun. You can get clients from Australia, which is maybe around 2 hours ahead of us. Right now, you get clients coming from Europe, and all that. Minsan sa Dubai, so iba-iba. So you should get yourself familiar with familiarity. This is where, again, your best friend comes in, Google, right? So when you're doing time zone conversion, just Google it. So super dali lang yan. There's no reason for you to be confused about a time zone because, again, it's all one search away in Google. Paulit-ulit lang siya. Nandun lang siya lahat ng kailangan niyo malaman. So next thing that you wanna learn, or next thing that you'll probably do with freelancing, is lead generation. So what do I mean by lead generation? So for example, a lot of the people here came from the BPO, no? So I think lead generation could be related to, remember, meron tayong mga tools where we enter customer details, yung mga ganun, diba? And maybe sa sales, we have some med reps then on the call. So yung list of doctors, yung list of nurses na nilalapitan niyo, those are called leads, potential clients, diba? So with lead generation, your task for your client is to find them clients, diba? So let's say I'm a business owner, I have a business, I will hire somebody to help me find clients. And to do that, she has to do lead generation. To do that, she either has to do cold calling, ibig sabihin outbound, natatawag. She can also do email marketing. Ibig sabihin, and Jess is very familiar with this. Ibig sabihin, your stalking skills will be put to use here. Ibig sabihin, kung meron kang client na ang alam mo lang is pangalan, kunyari, Toyota Philippines, right? We actually have a tool where you can Google sino or ano yung email address ng mga tao sa Toyota Philippines. You can get their email address and you can send them proposals. You can send them proposals na, hi, we're a small business. We are providing lead generation. We are providing marketing strategies for small businesses. If you are interested, blah, 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 blah. Diba? Those are something that you will do for your clients as well. Again, maybe totally different to what you're doing right now, or at least from my case. No? Pero I think sa mga medrep dito kay Sir Bernie, kay Ma'am Bernie, tsaka kay Ma'am Pam, at kay Madam Chris, I don't think you guys are new with this, because you guys are super familiar na with sales, which is again an advantage, di ba? Yes, ma'am. Naniniwala ka ba na advantage mo to sa'yo, Bernie?
Yes, kasi about sa mga business proposal, marketing strategy, skills about sa marketing, sales. Tama ba,
Correct.
Sir James?
Hmm.
Tama?
Tama
Hindi ako
po.
magaling mag-English. Paano ba yun?
Tamang-tama yun
I'm
sa
not
last na,
good speaking English.
tamang-tama yun sa last na TikTok na pinost ko. So may nag-post dun sa online jobs page. Sabi niya, may ganyan akong skills, pero hindi ako magaling mag-English. So you'll be happy to know.
Naman yun.
Oo, natututunan naman yun, and you'll be happy to know na ang daming task na ang dami kong task na binanggit, no, na hindi naman kailangan magaling ka mag-English, like sales, like email management, appointment setting, hindi ka kailangan magaling doon. And yung sales kasi, it's all about numbers eh. It's not about, yung talking. It's all about numbers. Doesn't matter kung hindi ka magaling makipag-communicate. I mean, it helps. Pero, alam mo yun, at the end of the day, kung mas mataas yung booking mo, kung mas marami kang sales, ikaw pa rin yung mas magaling. The problem with that is yung interview. Di ba? Paano mo sasabihin sa interview na magaling ka mag-sales? Di ba? If the language would be English, and to
Yeah.
to 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 do that, or to be able for you to express freely, ang kailangan mong gawin is mag-practice, mag-prepare.
Yes.
Diba?
Practice
You know,
and I think confident. Kahit mali-mali, pwede na tayo.
correct. Alam mo, I'm not sure.
Practice makes perfect.
I don't think you should aim to be perfect, no, kasi wala namang, I don't think wala namang perfect kasi, pero super practice talaga, ma'am. Ako, I mean, whatever helps you, di ba? Kung nakakatulong sa'yo na mag-practice ng English na nasa harapan ng salamin, ini-interview yung sarili mo, o kaya panonood ng Netflix ng 9 hours a day, kung makakatulong yun para ma-improve yung communication skills mo, then go for it. 'Di ba? Ang nakakatulong sa akin personally is I write down kung ano yung mga sasabihin ko. I'm not sure if that's gonna work for everybody, no, pero ako, I write down yung gusto kong sabihin para mas matandaan ko siya.
Yes,
So,
very important to take note and to write down.
correct. So ayun, how about the rest? Do you think, I mean,
Sa
advantage
call
yung may alam sa
center
sales?
agent before, Ate Pam,
Madam Pam,
Madam, Miss Uganda.
sayang walang camera, hindi natin siya nakikita, baka naka-costume. Busy yata. Busy yata si ma'am. Okay lang. So,
Madam Bell,
confidence
I
is
think
magaling ka
key.
as a
mag-English.
freelancer, I think we're all virgins here. If you want to be a
Virgin
freelancer,
here.
we'll be all starting from scratch. So everything that is being taught by Sir James here is really significant. So we better listen carefully and absorb everything that we can.
Thank you. Well said. Thank you.
Ate
And
Pam, turuan mo na ako 101 na sa pagiging call center.
habang nasa area,
Habang nagko-cover sa Lasal.
habang nagko-cover sa Lasal, mag-usap daw kayo. Let's move on. Let's go with social media management. This is something then ako is very new to me, because before freelancing, yung Facebook ko, I just use it for news mainly, and updates with my friends, no? So social media management, parang daming ginagawa. You do scheduling ng posts, you do basic article writing, content writing, minsan may video editing din, nare-require yung client mo. So yun, no? So if you're not yet familiar with social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I suggest you get yourself familiar then. Kasi it's always an advantage. And I think with how fast social media is evolving right now, I think it's gonna be a skill that will continuously be needed, like forever. So it's a very good advantage to have. Last thing na you wanna know, well, not last, pero another thing that you wanna know, or basic skills that you wanna learn as a VA, is project boards. So what do I mean by project boards? So actually, mas maganda kung papakita ko na lang sa inyo. No? Wait lang. So let me show you an example of project board. So what I'm showing you right now is ClickUp. So ClickUp is a project management tool. Dito namin, my client, myself, and the rest of the team, dito namin nilalagay lahat ng items na kailangan namin gawin. right? So we have things here that are to do, we have things that are in progress, we have things that are for approval. You can assign it to somebody, you can put due dates on it, you have the title of the task, and if you click on it, you can even create task description like this. You can put links, you can put attachments in here. So knowing something about project management boards such as ClickUp, Asana, Trello, Basecamp, Monday.com, getting yourself familiar with those tools would be an advantage as well for you. Because I, ano ba? Siguro, hindi, lahat ng client ko gumagamit ng project management tool. Maybe because project manager ako, no? Pero kasi yung mga VA din namin, pinapagamit din namin ito eh. So I think it's really an advantage kung may familiarity ka with uh with with these tools, and project management tools such as ClickUp. It's so good to use that I'm even using it personally for my own plans. For my own plans, I'm using it. So get yourself familiar with project management tools. You can just Google it, project management tools. It's all in there. I'm not gonna teach you how to use it, pero again, super easy lang yan. Napakarami yan sa Google. If you can mention anything about project management on your interview, that's definitely an advantage for you already. So those are the basic tasks that you needed for becoming a VA. Now we only have a few minutes left. Pero so aside from the basic tasks that I showed you, there are other things that alam mo yun, nakukuha, pwede mo matutunan as a VA, and these are something that can get you paid higher, right? So you can do photo and video editing. So hindi ka na VA, you're doing something specific. You're doing photo video. SEO is search engine optimization. Ibig sabihin, you help the clients get ranked in Google, because I'm not sure if familiar kayo, pero on a business, if you're online, you know, doesn't matter kung gaano kaganda yung product mo, or doesn't matter kung gaano kaganda yung service mo. If the customer can't find you in Google, then hindi ka parang kikita. So SEO, search engine optimization, very important and will always be needed. Web development and design. Again, hindi kailangan ng, alam mo yun, communication skills, magandang communication skills. Bookkeeping, something related to accounting. If you're familiar with Xerox or QuickBooks, yun yung mga tools na ginagamit for bookkeeping sa freelancing. Next is content writing. This is something that I want to learn din, no? Kasi sobrang taas ng rate for some reason ng mga content writers, especially copywriters. Kapag ka nasa Facebook kayo, tapos nakakakita kayo ng ad, tapos alam mo yun, pagkakita mo pa lang sa ad, unang 2 sentence pa lang yung nakikita mo, alam mo yung gusto mo na siyang pindutin. That's how copywriters are. Sobrang galing nilang mag-write ng content. Copywriters can be paid as much as, I don't know, normally per word kasi sila eh. I know copywriters who charge, hindi, isipin nyo lang ganito. May binayaran akong writer, may hinire kami na writer before. Their task is to create a services page na 1,000 words each. 1,000 words each. And we paid them 2,500 ang isa. 1,000 word article, 1,000 word article, 2,500 isa. And nagpagawa ko sa kanya ng 10. Nagpagawa ko sa kanya ng 10 services pages. So that's what? 25,000 agad, 30,000. Gumawa lang siya ng 10 article, 1,000 words. Super iksi lang nun, 1,000 words. So you can get paid as much as that. Plus with copywriting, it would normally depend on how fast you write lang, diba? So you can get more clients, diba? So pero yun, it's a good skill to have, copywriting. Your goal, if you want to start out freelancing, if you really want to career this, your goal with freelancing, may tools din ba, mga copywriter? Yes, may mga tools ang copywriter. We have Jasper. It's called Jasper.ai. We use it for one of our clients. So Jasper is a robot. It's a tool where maglalagay ka lang ng isang sentence. Let's say, let's say yung topic ko is about uh, the pet industry, di ba? Yung dog food, halimbawa. So I will start my word like dog food. What are the best dog foods in 2022? And then Jarvis will automatically write an article for you. And sometimes hindi napapansin yun ng ibang tao, no, na yung binabasa nila gawa ng AI. Pero iba pa rin kasi kapag gawa ng copywriter. Malalaman mo kapag may attitude yun, pagka may attitude or tone yung isang article. You just know, or I don't know, siguro ako super dami ko nang nabasang article kasi kaya alam ko na kung ano yung difference, but for a normal reader, he or she may not be, I mean, pwedeng hindi niya malaman yung difference. So your goal with freelancing is this cycle right here. And this is what I'm doing right now. So you prepare, di ba? You get yourself ready, you get your equipment, you acquire your skills, you prepare. The next thing you want to do is you apply. Pagka ready ka na, you apply. Apply. Kasi you will fail for sure. So
Right.
after you apply, once may client ka na, you try to learn. You try to learn. You try to learn as much from that client na nakuha mo. Remember, I was hired for a marketing agency nang wala akong alam sa marketing. And I learned that. So, and from that, I earned. Diba? So, I prepared, I applied, I learned, and then I earned. After you earn, you prepare ulit. Kasi remember, may natutunan ka na bagong skill. Diba? Ako wala akong alam sa SEO before, wala akong alam sa marketing, but now I know them. All because I got exposed to them. Because of my stepping stone, which is, alam mo yun, operations management. So, use whatever skills you have right now as a stepping stone to acquire all the other skills that I mentioned here. And it's just a whole cycle. Prepare, apply, learn, earn. And you'll be surprised, how successful you can be in freelancing. May mga nagsasabi na in freelancing, some people are earning 6 digits. Totoo yun. Pero again, it requires a lot of dedication. It requires a lot of dedication, a lot of hours, a lot of hours, and a lot of clients, a lot of disappointments, a lot of failures. But failures makes the success more fulfilling. That's all I have for today. We're open for Q&A. We're at time, pero if you guys have any more questions, I'll open the floor to anybody who has questions. Do you think this is helpful? Does Sunday night work for everybody? Because again, I want to do this like every week, pero I'm not sure if Sunday night really works well with everybody. There's also discussion about whether doing it via Zoom or Facebook Live na lang. Kasi nga, konti lang yung nakaka-join. Hindi sila tumitingin ng email nila for the invite, diba? So we're thinking about that as well. But do you guys have any questions with the session for today? Did you find it helpful? Parang wala kayo natutunan.
May question. Hello.
Ayun. What? Oh,
My
ma'am.
question is,
Yes lang.
paano mag-start as a virtual assistant? So, halimbawa magpapa-coach kami sa'yo, magkano yung rate mo? Di ba ganun yun? Or paano
Well,
makahanap?
if you're gonna ask me, I'm doing this for free. I don't believe na I should. I mean, I'm thinking of it. Eventually, maybe coaching people one-on-one. Pero on a group environment, I would just want to really teach people genuinely for free. Pero if you really want to start with if you really want to start,
yes.
if you really want to start, siguro I would start with yung shinare ko sa inyo kanina. Ito. You ask yourself, do you have the skills? Pero kung mang equipment, do you have actually the time to do it? Kasi I know a lot of people na they decided to go to freelancing. Remember nung nag-pandemic, everybody was staying at home. Lahat ng tao nag-try mag-freelance. Pero hindi lahat nag-prepare. Hindi lahat may skill, hindi lahat may equipment, hindi lahat may time. That what sets everybody apart. Kaya ang daming nag-fail sa freelance because they weren't ready. Akala nila ganun lang kadali sa freelancing na, "Oy, nasa work from home ako, may laptop ako dito, pwede na ako mag-apply agad." No, doesn't work like that. Even before you apply, remember yung steps na pinakita natin dito? The very first step is to prepare. Hindi siya apply agad. So the very first thing that you need to do is to
We need
prepare.
to prepare ourselves spiritually and physically, mentally,
Emotionally. Yes,
emotionally,
definitely.
mentally.
So even before you start applying, I suggest you prepare yourself, because it will get your chances of getting hired higher. Basta taas yung percentage mo na matanggap ka, 'di ba? I mean, okay lang naman na mag-apply ka nang wala kang skill, equipment or time. That's totally fine. Pero the odds of you getting accepted mas lalong bababa. And kapag bumababa yung acceptance rate mo, bababa yung motivation mo. May stress ka, ma-demotivate ka, feeling mo sayang yung oras mo. So it doesn't make sense. So you start with these. You start with these things. Meron ka ba nito? You ask yourself. You start with this. You ask yourself. And then, after that, kapag may skills ka na, it's super easy kasi to answer sa interview kapag you know what you're talking about. It's super easy to answer sa interview na alam mo na meron kang equipment, meron kang time, and that you're really dedicated, and you know what to do.
Thank you, sir.
The other things that you should prepare is this. Create a social presence. Yung sinabi ko kanina, Skype, WhatsApp, create a resume, LinkedIn, profile, mag-isip ka ng magandang cover letter, join Facebook group. So, super easy. Again, it's all about advantages. May tanong si Madam Chris. What if wala experience sa VA? May chance ba na ma-reject? Well, the good news is, kahit may experience ka na sa VA, may chance ka pa rin na ma-reject. Katulad ko, let me show you something. Let me show you my online jobs. Wait. Pakita ko sa inyo yung online jobs profile ko. Wait lang. And this is something that I've shared everybody na din naman in the past. Sa mga previous session. So these are all the messages I've sent. Kita nyo to? 127. 127 messages. And tingnan nyo yung last time na nag-apply ako, July 29. That was like, what, 2 days ago? Even right now, nag-apply pa rin ako. Even right now, nag-apply pa din ako. If we go back to the very first time I applied, it was way back, June 20. Yeah, June ako nag-start. Yan, ang dami ko nang in-apply. No? Tapos mapapansin niyo ang dami rin nagre-reply sa akin. Yung iba, 6, 4 na yung usapan namin. Dito, 4. Alam mo yun, still, they rejected me. Kahit na ang haba na ng usapan namin. So, I started applying June 29. So, I've been freelancing for a little over a year. So, ito, katulad nito, 6 na yung usapan namin. Dami na namin pinag-usapan, pero di pa rin niya ako tinanggap, diba? So, it can be like that. Even right now na may experience na ako, a lot of clients still reject me. Why? Because again, it's an advantage. It's a game of advantages. For especially for newcomers, it's a game of advantages. Everybody's trying out freelancing because everybody's work from home now. What is your advantage among the other applicants? Diba? What sets you apart? Do we get another email? For the next session? Yeah. Actually, I'm just using the same link lang naman. So if you want to join the next session, you can just use the same link. But again, we're thinking of maybe, I don't know, maybe putting it out as a Facebook Live na lang. Maybe we'll have more people with that. Total, wala naman masyado nag-interact, nagtatanong. I mean, we can just use the chat there. So maybe we can do that. Pero if in case we go for, this what we have right now, which is Google Meets, you can definitely use the same link. The reason why I wanted to go with Google Meets is because Google Meets is one of the commonest ways that a client will interview you. Right? So, if ikaw mismo hindi ka marunong gumamit ng Google Meets, wala kang Google account. So, alam mo yun, doon pa lang. medyo tagilid ka na. So, I'm happy to know na lahat kayo may Google accounts and marunong kayo gumamit ng Google Meets. That's already an advantage for you guys, di ba? Imagine all the applicants na hindi marunong gumamit ng Google Meets. Alam mo yun? So, again, you wanna set yourself apart from the other applicants. Question pa. I'll give you guys a copy naman of the recording. I'll post it in YouTube. Tapos I'll send you guys a copy. I'll post it on the page as well para you can go back to this session. You can also go back on the previous sessions that we had where we discuss ano yung dapat ilagay sa resume, paano mo pinibuild up yung LinkedIn. You can look at our Facebook. You can look at our YouTube channel. Just search for us, Virtual Bell Associates. Virtual Bell free. Ano? Sorry, nakalimutan ko yung pangalan. Virtual Bell Virtual Assistant Services. Nakalimutan ko pa talaga yung pangalan. When you get a client, anong common nilang pinapagawa? These things, exactly these things right here. Email management, appointment setting, lead generation, social media management, and joining project boards. Those are the super basic things that papagawa sa inyo. And really, the VA world is evolving so much that minsan the VA can be super broad. Minsan yung mga VA ngayon pinapagawa na rin ng accounting and all that. Pero alam mo yun, just be open to it. Kasi if you get hired for a VA, as a VA, tapos pinapagawa ka ng ibang bagay, let's say accounting, or let's say pinagde-design ka, take it as an opportunity for you to learn. Diba? Like what happened to me. I was hired as a project manager for a web development agency. Do I know anything about web design or web development? No. ang alam ko is mag-handle and mag-communicate with other people. But because the client exposed me to web design and web development, I was able to learn about WordPress. I was able to learn about Elementor. Alam mo yun, I was able to learn about basic web design and web development. So ako kahit na VA yung ina-applyan ko na usually email management lang and appointment setting, kapag kami binibigay sa akin na kakaiba, I always take it as an opportunity to learn and again make money from it eventually. Because tandaan nyo, dati ang ina-apply nyo lang VA, di ba? Ako dati ang ina-applyan ko lang operations manager. Ngayon, ang ina-applyan ko na is operations manager, project manager, SEO, and marketing specialist. Dumadami siya. The more na ma-expose ka sa ibang bagay, the more nalalaki yung niche mo, the more chances of you getting hired. Pero eventually, you should niche down, definitely. Kung saan ka mas magaling lang talaga. Yes, I'm glad you guys learned something. And it's gonna be super hard talaga. Especially for you guys na may mga experience na. Kasi you guys already have some proven, solid experience. Magagaling na kayo sa ginagawa ninyo ngayon, di ba? So when you dip to freelancing, it's gonna be a totally different world. So you don't want to get motivated talaga. Kasi alam mo yun, you will be down. Again, doesn't matter kung gaano kayo kagaling right now. When you dip into the freelancing world, you start from zero unless meron na kayo magaling na skills. Last call. Does anybody have any more questions or concerns? This will all be free. We want to do it every weekend. I'm just thinking kung dapat ba siya Saturday or Sunday, but we will let you guys know. The reason why I do this for free is because we're getting our name out there. Remember, social presence, and natututo rin ako. It keeps me on my toes. Naalala ko kung ano yung mga kailangan kong gawin as a freelancer, and the opportunity in freelancing is just so much that alam mo yun, I was stuck. I was stuck 13 years in the corporate world, and I didn't know that I can get paid based on how well I do in freelancing. Alam mo yun, I wasn't paid fixed amount. I wasn't paid the fixed amount. I can even demand how much I want to get paid sa freelancing. I can even choose the people I want to work for. Diba? I'm not saying na hindi ko gusto yung mga katrabaho ko sa corporate world, no? I love them. Pero alam mo yun, I get to choose my own clients. I get to choose how much they pay me. I get to choose my own hours sometimes. Not all, diba? Pero just gives me so much freedom. And I want to share that to everybody because I think everybody deserves to get paid, you know, the way they deserve. Kasi ang dami kong kilalang tao na super dedicated ito lang, tumitig lang na to di ba? Punong-puno ng mga super dedicated na tao. And I know you guys, all of you. And it's so weird kasi walang outsider dito sa call na to. Everybody, lahat kilala ko sa call na to. Unlike yung last session, puro hindi ko kilala yung mga nag-join. But anyways, medyo over na tayo sa time. Thank you for joining today's session. Again, congratulations for taking the first step and taking the time to learn about freelancing. And I hope you really find time to try out freelancing, because there is an opportunity waiting for you. And this is not me selling out freelancing. I'm not gonna sell you anything. No? I'm just telling you na I want freelancing na gusto ko mag-benefit ka sa freelancing just like how I benefit from it. So ayun lang. Thank you everybody for joining. Happy Sunday. And have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.